stay there for a second. So that moment that you said something about after he pulls you into something and you have that thought, like, do I really, is this really going to be good for me? What's in it for me, that kind of a thing. So I met Mike at work about 13 years ago. And through him, I met a bunch of other people. And we had a great time for a while at this job. And then he went on his way, and I still worked there for a while. And then I left. And during this time, it's right around the time that, where's Kim and Jim? You guys were getting ready for that trip to Africa. And Mike, I'm sure everybody understands that Mike is like, hey, he paints a really great picture, and go on this odyssey with me. Take this trip with me called life. And, we're going to climb mountains, and we're going to do great things. And, it's like he's P.T. Barnum, and he's got the megaphone, and he's just projecting all of this sunshine and rainbows and Skittles. And I'm like, when I'm listening to this guy, and he saw the hook in my mouth. He said it so good, and he's like, buddy, I got this deal for you. And he goes, I know you like rum and cokes, so I just need you to come over to my house while I'm gone. My mom's going to be there, and I just need you to spend a little bit of time with her, get to know her. Okay, that's cool. Now, what you don't know is that was not even the big part, because you three kids remember Duke, right? Well, what he really wanted me to do...
Hold on, you gotta tell him who Duke was.
Duke was their
200
puppy.
pounds.
He was their puppy. Now, I'm telling the story. This is a hard thing. He'll always tell a better story than anyone. Keeping him quiet. Anyway, so Duke was their puppy. And it was their Great Dane puppy. So this thing was really small. And at first I was like, oh, this is great. It was great. It's a lapdog and everything. Well, by the time, it was like, I met him when he was a pup, really small. He just had his ears clipped. Well, when they go on the trip, the dog becomes a horse. And there's crap everywhere in the backyard. And so the deal was to come over and have a rum and coke with my mom and clean up the backyard. And I'm thinking to myself, I like him. He's not a bad guy. This is,
Well, this is bad.
It was a shitty job, but it's picking up.
That's all I line with what you're saying. Like, am I getting really the full, am I getting what hours I'm supposed to and everything? And so he comes back and he tells me about his trip, and it was a really cool thing. And later on, and this is what it really brings it home, is not too much later on, I was really in a bad situation. And, this is like 2008 when the market just tanked and it became really hard to breathe almost. And he knew what I was going through. And I was raising kids, and I was in a relationship that was just really, going nowhere fast. And it got to a point where I didn't really know how I was gonna feed the family. And one day, out of the blue, he calls me up and he's like, hey, what's going on? And he could hear it in my voice, because we were talking almost daily. And he goes, I'm gonna come over to your place in the that VW bus. Remember? And he goes, we're going to Costco. And he didn't, and that relationship ended. And the reason I'm telling you this is because my wife now will say, why do you like this guy so much? what is it with you? You want to do this, you want to go here, you want to talk to him, you have this relationship, and it's, and I'm like, told her this story, and I was like, look, I was in the probably one of the lowest points in my life, and he intuitively knew what was going on, and he said, "Come with me.
Costco.
I'm going to Costco. You know, we're going to go to Costco, and you need to feed your family. Get whatever you need."
Mm.
And it ended up being about $350, and it was everything that we could stuff in that bus. I mean, we had so much food in there, and you know, I'll never forget the feeling when I came home, and it took us, all four of us, I don't know, 4 or 5 trips before we put everything away, and it fed us for months, and it put, you know, it got me through a very tough period, and you know, there's so many times that, you know, you've been there for me, up, down, whatever, but you know, I'll never forgive you for those days
He did nice stuff for me too, but I.